Thanks, everyone. So my name is Jonathan Huntley, as was mentioned, and I am a recruitment and admissions officer here at Alberta University of the Arts. And we are Alberta's only dedicated art, craft, and design university in the province of Alberta. Now, for many of you, you might not know about Alberta or Calgary in general, so I just wanted to point out a few highlights of our beautiful city and our province. And so Calgary sits in the sunny eastern foothills of Canada's Rocky Mountains, where the Bow and Elbow River meets. Calgary is a major urban city and the largest city in the city of Alberta, and is surrounded by an area of profound beauty and unspoiled, resource-rich environments. For 10 consecutive years, since 2010, Calgary has ranked the most livable city in North America and the 5th most livable city in the world by The Economist. And that's ranked on stability, healthcare, culture, environment, education, infrastructure, and population. And our citizens are young. Our city is really young, with a median age of about 37 years old, and we are diverse. So 33% of Calgarians are visible minorities, and there are more than 120 languages spoken in the city. We're also a multicultural hub. More than 29% of our population are immigrants, which ranks Calgary just behind Toronto and Vancouver as the first choice for newcomers to Canada. And a huge highlight of Alberta and Calgary is that we have a reasonable cost of living. Calgary's comes at a pleasant surprise to some people. It's affordable to live in Calgary, a lot more affordable than many North American cities. And one great thing is that in Alberta, we do not have a provincial sales tax, which makes a big difference. In terms of the arts and cultures, our city is proud to have a vibrant art scene, culture scene with dozens of public events hosted throughout the year, such as Beakerhead. It's a science and art festival, and Market Collective, an arts market, which hosts participants from all around the province. And we're also home to dozens of public and artist-run gallery spaces, which offers unique public programming each season and helps support the creative practice of emerging artists. So at AUArts, you'll find a warm and inclusive community and creative and critical thinkers whose integrity and respect stands as a testament to the compassion of Calgarians we so well know. And I'm going to go ahead and share a quick video of Calgary. And maybe once I get going here, if you could confirm that you're getting the sound too. And I don't think you're hearing anything, correct?
Yes, I haven't heard any sound yet.
Okay, that's a shame. I'm just gonna skip this. But I highly recommend checking out the video. It talks about Calgary when you have some free time. It's on YouTube, and it's by the Calgary Economic Development. So I highly recommend checking that out when you have some time. And a bit about surrounding Calgary. So Calgary is a major urban city. However, we're blessed to be surrounded by incredible beauty and diverse landscapes, including the best of the Rocky Mountains. So you'll see there, we got Lake Louise, we got Moraine Lake, we got the town of Banff, we got the Dinosaur Badlands and Drumheller, and obviously all of the skiing resorts. So now, getting ahead of myself here. That's a bit about Calgary and Alberta. So what can you study at AUArts? So we offer 2 bachelor degree programs. They're both 4 years in length, and they're studio-based education. So that means 2/3 of your education is studio-based, where you're really gonna be working a lot on your trade and your practice and in the studio. And then 30% is liberal arts theory and art history. Now, the way the programs work at AUArts is, first, you complete first-year studies. And what does first-year studies look like? First-year studies is basically a foundation year. And the way it's designed, you have 2 drawing classes, which can either be fine art based or design based. You have 4 intro level studio courses from which you can choose from any of the 11 majors that we offer. And I'm going to get into the majors after this slide. You also have 2 art history courses and 2 critical and creative courses. One is a writing class, and then one is an English class. So that's what first year studies looks like. Once you finish first year studies, you actually go into your degree program. So either in fine arts or design, and that's an additional 3 years, and that's a total of 4 years for your degree program. So on the Bachelor of Fine Arts, we have, excuse me, in the Bachelor of Fine Arts, we have, oh, can I just pause this for 1 second? I'm having an issue here.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, is my screen still sharing?
No, we haven't seen your.
Cut, right?
Yeah.
Sorry about that here.
No worries.
Okay. Where's my screen? Apologize for that. Again, I'm not too familiar with using Zoom. I usually use Microsoft Teams. Let's try that again. Share. All right, could you let me know if my screen is back up now?
No, still no.
Oh, what about now?
Yes, we can see it now.
Great, thank you.
No
All right, I'll just fast forward. Sorry about that, everyone. Technical issues. So the Bachelor of, once you finish first year studies, there's 2 degree programs you can get into. There's a Bachelor of Fine Arts, which has 9 major programs. So you have drawing, painting, fiber, glass, jewelry and metals, sculpture, ceramics, media arts, and print media. And then we have our Bachelor of Design. So on the Bachelor of Design, you have 2 majors you can choose from. You have the photography major and the visual communication design major. And within that major, there's 4 streams or areas of focus that you can go into. And those are graphic design, advertising, illustration, or character design. We also offer minor programs. And the ones I will highlight here are animation, comics, and object design and fabrication. And the reason why I highlight those 3 minors is because they're not offered as major courses. However, you can add that on as a minor program in your degree that you choose. So now that we've covered which programs you can take, what can you do with a BFA or Bdes? And really there's a long list of careers that you can get into. The ones that I have on here, it's not limited to just what you see on the screen, but a lot of our alumni have actually gone on to some of these careers here. And 3 things that you really need to keep in mind when you're pursuing an art and design education, what exactly are you acquiring? Well, you're acquiring some of the 3 most desirable transferable skills that employers are actually looking for these days when they're hiring recent grads. And those 3 skills are problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity. So those are 3 critical skills that you're acquiring. The other thing you need to keep in mind is when you're pursuing an art and design education, look at everything that you're wearing, look at everything around you. Everything at some point has been worked on in some capacity by an artist or designer. So there's a great need for artists and designers. There's a great need for problem solvers and critical thinkers and creatives. So it's a lot more than just being the next fine artist. Are you going to be that? Absolutely, you could be, but it goes way beyond that. Again, we live in a very visual world these days, and this is what employers are looking for. And I just want to highlight some of our successful alumni. So a lot of our alumni have gone on to work, for companies such as Marvel, Disney, Pixar, Nickelodeon, Tumblr, BuzzFeed, National, The New Yorker, National Geographic, Converse, and then we have a whole bunch who have gone on to be successful freelance artists, starting their own jewelry lines, and then some others have gone on to architecture. Really, as the list I was shown before, the choices are really endless, and it's really up to you what you want to do with the skills that you're acquiring. So great, what can you do with a BFA? We went through that. Why would you want to come to AUArts over another institution? So there's many reasons why you'd want to choose AUArts. And first off, I'm not going to touch on all the bubbles here. There's a lot, but I'll talk about a few. Talking about us being the only art and design institution dedicated to art, craft, and design in the province. What does that mean? Well, that means that we have state-of-the-art facilities and world-class studio spaces. Those 11 majors that I was showing in the previous slide all have dedicated spaces, technology, and tools for you to be successful in your respective craft or practice. Another great thing is that we have small class sizes. So on average, our class size is 16 students to one faculty member. And what exactly does that mean? Well, that means that you're a professor. He knows your face, he knows your name. You're not just a number in a large lecture theater. And that means that your professor is accessible. So if you really need that support, you are able to get it. We also have affordable tuition. So if you're taking the traditional full-time route, 5 courses a semester, 10 a year, you're looking at about just under $5,000 for the tuition. And you also have to count in about another $3,400 in materials, depending on which classes you're taking. So you're looking at about $8,400 per year, which is really affordable. We also are the only art and design university in Canada who has residents on campus. And we share that through our SAIT partnership. And having that partnership with SAIT gives you the access to their residents, all of their facilities, their gym, their food court, and all that. And I actually have another slide, so I'll talk a bit about that. Actually, I'll talk about that now. So we have 2 buildings dedicated for residents. And basically, it's a 5-minute walk from our campus, and you're right also on the C train line, 2 stations just outside of downtown. The great thing about this is that AUArts have dedicated floors for AUArts students. That way you have that sense of a community. Another great asset is that in the basement of the residence, there's a studio or an art studio that's open 24 hours. So our campus usually closes at around midnight or 1 a.m. But if you needed to work longer, you know, those long late nights working on projects, there's an art studio in the basement of the residence. And also the residence is, again, surrounded by the C train. It's a 5-minute walk. There's a shopping mall just across the street, and there are a lot of grocery stores for you to be able to get food. Another great asset or experience that you can get into is going to study abroad as an international student. So we have many partnerships with within art and design institutions around the globe. Personally, I went on an exchange when I was in university, and it was probably one of the greatest experiences that I've been able to participate in. And if you have the chance, I highly recommend you getting into that. And so you have that opportunity to go for an exchange once you get into 3rd year. Great thing about AUArts, although we're in Alberta, if you needed to apply for student loans, we're designated and recognized post-secondary by Student Aid BC. So you're able to fund your studies by applying through loans via Student Aid BC. And usually applications open in June. And it's usually around a 6 weeks process. So you do not want to wait too long to do that. So another important thing about AUArts and why you want to come to AUArts is that going to school and getting an education and getting good grades is important. What's equally important is your networking and experience professionally as you're going through your education. So as an artist, you have access to 9 student-run galleries. And what does that mean? Well, basically it means that you're able to apply for these spaces and exhibit your shows as a student throughout your university years. We've also got the EIKG, which is the Illingworth Kerr Gallery. It's an acclaimed, professionally acclaimed and internationally recognized art gallery, and artists and shows come through this gallery throughout the year. Of course, right now it's a bit quiet given the given situation, but that is available for you. An important part of your university or post-secondary career is networking. So, you know, you'll hear that really often. The people you know are the ones, or the people you meet are the ones who may be able to open doors. So we have a whole bunch of events that happen on campus. And we encourage you to attend these events, to meet some of the other artists and do those, get those connections and network as best as you can. And through the student association, we have a job board, and there's also opportunities for you to get in some freelance work or working for some companies as you're going through your education. And then most importantly, again, as it goes to connecting and with the community, there's many various student groups and clubs that are available. And we definitely recommend you joining some of these groups, or we also encourage students coming in who are interested to maybe just start their own club, and that happens quite frequently too. So how can you apply to AUArts now that I've talked about the university and the city? It's a two-step process. So first, you need to submit your application through Apply Alberta, which is the centralized application system for all post-secondary institutions here in Alberta. And when we're looking at an application in terms of admission requirements, there's two things that we look at. So first, we look at your academics. So in terms of requirements, you need your high school diploma, and then you need English 12 or Communications 12. If you're doing English 12, you need a minimum of 60%. If you're doing Communications 12, you need a minimum of 65%. Like, I want to highlight that these are the minimum requirements, and our competitive average, which usually gets you access or admission into the university, is 70 to 75. So meeting minimum academic requirements does not guarantee admission. So we highly encourage students to aim for the highest grades possible. So high school diploma, an English course at those minimum grades, and then you need an additional 3 grade 12 courses. And these 3 grade 12 courses have to be a minimum 60%, and they can be anything ranging from fine arts courses to humanities courses such as history or geography, for example. Any other languages other than English. So it could be, French or Chinese or Spanish, anything like that, math or sciences. So in total, just to recap, your high school diploma, an English course, and 3 additional ones from the categories that I just listed. The second component of your application is submitting a portfolio. I'm not going to go into too much details of the portfolio. We actually have separate sessions that go over that, which I will share with you at the end of the presentation. But basically, we want 12 pieces of artwork, and one of them has to be an observational drawing. And we recommend you including a minimum of 3 different mediums of artwork. And then the second component of your portfolio is your statement of intent. We don't get to meet all the applicants one-on-one, so this is your opportunity for you to explain why you think you would be a great fit at AUArts, what excites you about art and design, and what else you do outside of art and design. And I'm going to share with you right now a sample of a portfolio that was submitted by one of our student ambassadors, or actually graduate now. She just finished last year. But this is a strong portfolio, and the reason why I'm saying it's a strong portfolio, you can tell that she's stronger at sculpting pieces, and drawing is maybe not her best capability, but this is a strong portfolio because there's variety. It's a diverse portfolio. And if you remember when I was talking about first year studies, there's those 4 elective studio classes that you can take on top of the 2 drawing classes. So the reason we want drawing or observational drawings, anything from still life, is to make sure that you have the basic skills to be successful in the 2 drawing classes. And the reason why we want diversity in the portfolio is because in first year studies, you're taking 4 elective studio classes. So we want to see that you're able to get out of your comfort zone and willing to try different things. And that's what really matters in the portfolio when you're applying to first year studies. Just some few key dates or deadlines to keep in mind. So our applications are now open. They opened on October 1st, and the priority application deadline is February 1st. And what's due on that day is your application, any interim transcripts that you must attach to your portfolio submission, and your portfolio. And in terms of talking about the portfolio, obviously everything is submitted electronically. And since you're BC students, you would have to attach copies of your interim transcripts along with your portfolio. And the reason why we have a priority application deadline is because the great thing about AUArts, when you apply before February 1st, you're actually applying for entrance awards. So this is not a separate process. It's something that you're automatically considered for when you apply by February 1st. And then the deadline to submit all your official transcripts is August 1st. And then upcoming events, again, this is kind of convenient for you being in BC, but we have a series of online, so we have online bookings that we take daily, and we have online presentations or webinars that we have every week. And what I'll do is when I'm done here on my last slide is I'll actually walk you through our website to show you where you can sign up for these live webinars. But basically the online bookings give you an opportunity to book an appointment one-on-one with admissions or recruitment officer to talk about these 3 separate topics up here. And our online evening presentations are basically 15-minute short presentations that are specific to these topics listed, followed by a Q&A session. So those have been going on weekly or daily, and they're very popular with the students, and strongly recommend you to join one of those webinars, multiple that are available throughout the week, which I'll show you on the webpage after. And then just to let you know, our fall virtual open house is coming up November 14th. It does say 10 to 2 p.m. Just so you know, it's not a continuous event. We have sessions, specific sessions that you can sign up for. So it's the true nature of an open house where you can just come in for your session, maybe leave for an hour and come back for your next session. You don't have to sit there 10 all the way through to 2 p.m. And then Show Off is our art competition for high school students. We've extended the deadline this year to January 15th to give you a bit more time to work on your artwork. But basically, it's your chance to submit your best artwork and a chance to win tuition credit and other prizes, and also to have your pieces exhibited in our art show exhibition later on. And that's it for my presentation. These are the several ways that you can stay connected with us. And what I'll do now is I will share my screen again to go through the website and kind of walk you through what I was just talking about. So I will, there we go. Okay. Sorry, everyone. I'm just kind of struggling with this Zoom technology again. There we go. And I will take you to my next screen, which is Windows. There we go. And could you confirm if you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Perfect. So the first thing I wanted to show you, I kind of breezed through the portfolio requirements really quick. I did want to show you that on our website, if you go into here and you type in portfolio, so AUArts.ca, you search portfolio and you go to portfolio requirements, it'll give you a detailed breakdown of what we're looking for in terms of a portfolio, how we assess what is the criteria of a strong portfolio, and which mediums you can upload. So this is a great page to visit in terms of getting a better idea of what to submit for your portfolio. And then lastly, I was talking about our online sessions and one-on-one bookings with a recruitment officer. So this is the website or the page where you can find it. So if you go into our website again, you type in events and you go to campus tours and events, you'll see that here you're able to register for our open house. By the way, I will throw this out there. We just added this right now, or actually a couple of days ago. If you attend our open house and you apply before November 30th, you are entering a chance to win a $500 tuition credits, and we're actually giving out 5 of those. So if you're thinking of applying, it's a good time to apply after open house up until November 30th. And then going back to this here, if you wanted to book a one-on-one appointment, and let's say you wanted to have a portfolio review discussion, you just click on it, choose the person, which is just Kaylee right now, and then you would just kind of choose a day and book your time with Kaylee. So all the times are there. And then finally, I was talking about our mini online live sessions. You'll see all of the dates that are available. Again, to register for one of these sessions to get more details into a specific topic, you can register by clicking on one of the links. And that's about it for me.
Thank you so much, Jonathan.
Yeah, thank you.
Same as before, if you have a question, please raise your hand or type your question in the chat so I can read it out loud. Okay, I'll give our attendees some time to form a question. And I do have a question for you, Jonathan.
Yes.
Since our School Academy of Modern Art, we don't only offer the portfolio preparation program, we also have a variety of programs from kids class, teen class to adults class. And we do have a lot of like younger teenagers who are interested in applying in the future. And I do know you have a pre-college program in AUArts. Just wondering if that program is still running due to COVID, and if not, is there any alternatives to that amazing program?
Yeah, that's a great question. So obviously in the summer, it still runs in the summer, and we ran it last July, August online, and it was very successful. But yes, it is still a program that we offer, and I'm glad you brought that up, because the benefit of joining our pre-college program is that if you successfully finish it with a minimum 60% or a C grade, you actually get credit for it towards your first year studies, and it counts for one studio class. So potentially, if you finished it successfully, when you get into first year studies, you will just have 9 courses to take rather than 10. Another point that I want to highlight, talking about transfer credit, for students who take any IB or AP courses, and they receive a minimum, I believe it's 5 in IB and 4 in AP, they can receive transfer credit for that too. So anything you're able to take to get that head start is definitely recommended. Once you get into first year studies, taking a bit of a load off of your shoulders definitely goes a long way.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the information.